Hey, welcome to the first, I hope to be an ongoing, endless stream of videos I'm going to do discussing all things horror. I want to talk about films, I want to talk about books, I want to talk about specific subgenres in horror, uh, and I want to talk about borderline horror. Borderline is a concept I became familiar with when I took a Hollywood musicals class, and we were told that there are films that use aspects of the musical genre, but don't go full tilt musical. And I think the same concept is true for horror. An example could be David Cronenberg's film Maps to the Stars. You might see that as a relentlessly cynical high drama, or you could say that the horror in that film emanates from uh, existential angst, human misery, because all of those things manifest in such a merciless way. And the film is filled with a sense of dread. And because I want to put some focus on borderline horror, the first film I want to talk about is Hotel, the lone horror film from the auteur filmmaker Mike Figgis. You might know Mike Figgis did Time Code with Saffron Burrows, Salma Hayek, both of whom are in Hotel, by the way. Stellan Skarsgård is in it. Mike Figgis did The Loss of Sexual Innocence as well. One thing that's really special about him is that he walked away from Hollywood even after achieving success with it. He did The Loss of Sexual Innocence after leaving Las Vegas had won the Academy Award and after he had gone on to do a really underrated film called One Night Stand with Wesley Snipes and Kyle MacLachlan and Ming Na Wen, which I recommend to everybody. But so it's cool that he's deliberately carved out an indie niche for himself, and he's a person who celebrates the digital age we're in. He's even put out this book, Digital Filmmaking, and it's filled with a lot of good practical advice and also a lot of reflections about different film techniques and different principles that Mike Figgis lives by in his art life. So I recommend that book. But today I want to start us off by talking about Hotel. This is a film with Saffron Burrows, Salma Hayek, Lucy Liu, Burt Reynolds, Julian Sands, David Schwimmer. The British actor Riz Ifan is also in it. Uh, it's a dark, dark comedic horror film about a dog me film crew staying in a hotel in Italy, and they become victims of the cannibalist activity engaged in by the employees of this hotel. Uh, whether the hotel employees do this all the time, or or rather, if they've just chosen to slaughter these people for some reason is not clear. But the movie has a very non-linear feel, even if the premise is very straightforward. Um, David Schwimmer is the producer of the film. Riz Ifans plays the director. There's friction between them. Selma Hayek plays an entertainment journalist who's there to cover this dog me film. I should say something here about what a dog me film is. The dog me film movement, as I understand it, came about in the 90s. Lars von Trier, I think, helped pioneer it, but it's a principle and a kind of fringe thing in indie film. The idea is that you go out and make a film by completely naturalistic means. You don't have music that is not diegetic, and by that I mean you don't have films having music that exists outside the world the characters are in. So it's fine if somebody on screen comes in with a radio blaring music, but it's not fine to score that scene for dramatic effect. And so they're making, I can't remember what the adaptation is. I think it may be a Shakespeare adaptation, something very high art. And because the film crew in the story is doing this, Mike Figgis gets to indulge in a lot of the really dreamy, trippy photography that's reminiscent, I think, of David Lynch in a lot of ways. Mike Figgis has a way with music and sound. He also is a composer. He's composed music for, I think, almost all of his films, if not all. Um, Mike Figgis has a love for jazz music, and he's a stylish filmmaker worth paying attention to. I'm not sure if Hotel is the film to be someone's bridge into the Mike Figgis world, but it's certainly worth checking out. And I'm going to be revisiting this film. I'm going to be rewatching it really soon and talking about it here on this channel. So I thank you so much for taking the journey with me. I hope you'll watch Hotel, and I hope we can discuss it in the comments below. Thanks so much for tuning in.